My dear friends, today, I want to talk to you about something we all see around us, something that shapes the lives of millions, the mindset of the middle-class man. The middle-class man lives in the middle of two worlds. He is not poor enough to abandon all hope, and not rich enough to live without worries. His life is a delicate balance between dreams and duties, between desires and responsibilities. Every morning he wakes up with a thought in his mind, not "what do I want today?" but "what does my family need today?" He thinks of his children's future, his parents' health, his bills, his job, his savings. In all this, he often forgets to think of himself. When I travel and meet people, I see this again and again. The middle-class man smiles outside, but inside he carries 1,000 unspoken worries. Let me share with you a small story. Once during my travels, I met a shopkeeper. He worked from morning until late night, 7 days a week. I asked him, "Why do you work so hard? Do you not get tired?" He said, "Master, if I stop, my children's education will stop. If I rest, my family's dreams will rest. I cannot afford to think about myself." His words touched me deeply. This is the sacrifice of the middle-class man. His joy lies in the joy of others. His dreams often hide behind the dreams of his children. And yet, my friends, this sacrifice, though noble, is also a burden. Because if you forget your own growth, your own peace, what will you truly give to others? Imagine a lamp that gives light to everyone but is never refilled with oil. One day, it will burn out. The same happens to many middle-class men and women. They give and give until they forget to live. So what can we learn from this mindset? First, gratitude. The middle class teaches us that happiness does not always come from abundance. It comes from simple joys, sharing a meal, celebrating a festival, watching your child laugh. These small things are priceless, though we often take them for granted. Second, balance. Responsibility is sacred, yes, but so is self-care. To provide for your family, you must also provide for your soul. If you do not rest, if you do not nourish your mind and body, your responsibilities will become chains instead of wings. Third, courage. Many middle-class people live in fear. Fear of losing their job, fear of not saving enough, fear of what society will say. This fear ties them down. But remember this, dreams are not the property of the wealthy. Courage is the wealth of the heart. A middle-class man who dares to dream with discipline can achieve what many think is impossible. Let me give you another story. A young boy I once met belonged to a very modest family. His father drove a rickshaw, his mother stitched clothes. They could barely afford to send him to school. But the boy studied under streetlights, worked part-time jobs, and refused to give up. Years later, that boy became a doctor. He told me, "Master, my family had nothing, but they gave me everything, the belief that I could rise higher." You see, this is the hidden power of the middle class. They may not always have money, but they have values. They may not live in palaces, but they build strong homes with love, sacrifice, and resilience. Still, the lesson for us all is this: do not lose yourself while fulfilling others. Care for your family, but also care for your own mind. Work hard for tomorrow, but do not forget to live today. Because life is not only about survival, it is about awareness. When you eat, eat with gratitude. When you work, work with focus. When you rest, rest with peace. This is mindfulness, the greatest wealth a middle-class man can discover. So my dear friends, remember, the middle-class mindset is not a weakness. It is a path filled with lessons of humility, gratitude, sacrifice, and love. But it must also include courage, balance, and self-awareness. A bird cannot fly with only one wing. Duty is one wing and self-growth is the other. Only when both are balanced will the bird of life soar freely. This is the wisdom I share with you today. Reflect on it. Carry it in your heart. And as you walk through your responsibilities, never forget that your greatest wealth is not in your pocket, but in your peace of mind.